Reply within us on the chat box that you are all seeing my screen. Yeah, okay then. So yesterday, uh, introduction to the computer networking, where we discussed about what what is a computer network, the networking devices, the topologies, and the type of networks which we use every day in the real time. Okay. So let me recap that we discussed about what is computer network. Means when two devices one needs to communicate with each other with a set of protocol they can communicate. Means in order to transfer data, there should be an wire so that they can transfer data between them. And here is a simple network where all the computers are connected between each other through a hub or a switch. Okay, this is a simple network. We discussed about this. Then we went to the networking. What are the networking devices that are used? Hub, switch, router, bridge. There are so many devices, but I think these are the three major devices which are used for networking. We already discussed about what is hub, what is switch, and what is router. All these are I will be explaining all these in brief in the later classes. Okay. For just now, these are the networking devices which are used in networking. Okay, fine. Then we discussed about the networking topologies, how the systems are connected, like mesh topology, where the connection will be like this. Topologies means the computers in which they are connected. It's called the topology. In mesh topology, these are the like this. The systems are connected. In bus topology, where a single backbone will be present, where in which all the other computers will be connected. Again, then star topology and the ring topology, where in star topology there will be a single hub and all the computers can be connected with a cables. In which we also discussed about how that data transmission will not affect other computers while using star topology, ring topology, and all the other topologies. Okay, and we also discussed about what is types of networks. Yeah, we discussed about LAN, WAN, and MAN yesterday, but I haven't said in brief. So today I'm gonna explain what is a LAN and WAN, and we also going to discuss some new topics today. Let me go to the PDF here. Yeah. So can you see my screen here? Can you see this PDF?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we already discussed about what is a computer. Computer is a group of computer systems and other computing hardware devices. Hardware devices means those switches, hubs, routers. These are called the hardware devices that are linked together through communication channel. Communication channel means a cable or an through an wireless communication using an Wi-Fi. Okay, that's called a computer network. Like this, something like this. See, there is a transmitter and a receiver, and they are connected through a cable. The transmission of data happens like this using a network. Here, the network usually there will be a service provider which help us to communicate from one device to another device. In your local network, you don't need an ISP. You can just use a switch or a hub in order to communicate between other computers. Okay, so let's move on to that. I said we're gonna discuss about OSI models today. So let me say something before going to the OSI models. When two computers need to communicate with each other, there are some protocols, there are some rules we need to follow. Means consider something like if you want to send a post to someone else in another town, what you will do initially, you just take a piece of paper, write what are the contents in the paper, and just you fold it. Then you will put it in a what in a pocket or in a cover. You will write the address. You will stick the stamp on it. You will write the from and to address like this. There will be a set of protocols which in computer networking also, like the same in the postal transfer of post from one place to another place. The same thing which will happen also in the computer networks. uh, so the rules that are set for the communication of data is OSI or ISI. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous again today. Uh, OSI model. OSI model means Open System Interconnection. The full form for OSI is Open System Interconnection. It is a reference model actually. I will say what is a reference model later. For just now, we'll be discussing about the OSI model right now. Okay. So it describes how information from a software application in one computer moves through a physical medium. Actually, this is called encapsulation. I will describe what is encapsulation later. Here, let's move on to the types of layers which are present in OSI reference model. Actually, the transmission of data happens like this, from low to here, from 1 to 7. Many people think that the transmission, actually the layers start from application layer then ends at physical layer, but it's wrong. Actually, the transfer happens from physical layer to application layer. So but in to describe or to demonstrate here, I'm starting with application layer only, because the some data needs to be transmitted from one computer to another computer. The data must be sent to the network, and then to the what we call it needs to go to the network interface card. All the data which you need to transfer from one computer to another computer. If you want to transfer data within your computer, then you don't need any transport or any communication or any network between your system. So if you want to transfer data to other system in another network or in your same local area network, you need a set of protocols, a set of rules to communicate between the devices. So that's what OSI reference model is. So we're going to discuss about all the layers which are present in the OSI model. OSI model is actually developed by ISO. ISO is a standard which is used in the OSI model. Okay. Let me check is that. Gosh. Okay. Let's continue with the topic again here. Let's start with the application layer. What happens in an application layer is it is the topmost layer. It is the first, not the first layer, but the transmission, the what we call the data, which will pass like this initially. Application layer must send all the data to presentation layer, then to the all lower levels. Then it can again transfer data to another system. Suppose this is the data is in this system and the data needs to be transferred to another system. Or the data transmission actually passes like this first, like to 7 to 6, 6 to 5, then like this. It happens like this. Then again it will be transferred as a bit, as an electrical signal. Then it will transfer again back to the another system. We'll be discussing about that, how the data transmission happens layer by layer. Okay. Going to the application layer, it is the topmost layer. It is the first layer. It is not the first layer. It is the top layer in the OSI model. It is also called as a reference model. It is the top layer. What is it is an application. What are the things which happen in application that needs to be transferred to another computer? The application layer handles it. The application, what it will do, it will just handle things which need to transfer the data, and it also prepares the data which need to transfer data to presentation layer. Okay. Like mail services, if you want to send a mail, it will also maintain directory services, network resources, etc. like that. See, SMTP, Telnet, HTTP, these are the protocols we will be discussing later. Okay. I will talk about the protocols in later classes. For just now, just think we will be discussing only about the layers in this class. Okay. An application layer serves as a window for users and application. Yeah, it's just an inter. It means it helps us between. It's a medium to communicate from a user to the application. It's a medium. Application layer is a medium which helps. It's an acts as a window to the user and the application process, which gives access to network surface. Means it will allow the application layer will allow the data to transfer from one computer to another computer. It's means what we say, we can just say it will give all the data to all the other layers, like that. It is the user interface. It's actually an interface. Yeah, I forgot to mention, it's an interface actually, which help to transfer data to the lower levels of the model, of the reference model. So going on to the presentation layer. So if you find anything wrong, or if you find anything difficulty, or am I teaching anything something uh, wrong, then you can tell me in the chat if I'm making any mistakes.
Sure, bro. Don't bother about that. You can proceed. You're going good.
Yeah, okay, fine then. So let's go to the presentation layer. Presentation layer is a sixth layer here. Let's go here. It's a sixth layer. Means the layer which comes after application layer is the presentation layer. What it will do is it is mainly concerned with the syntax and semantics of the information exchange between the two systems. All the data, it will receive the data from the upper layer, which means the application layer. Then it will decode the encode the data. Means it will think what is the data which is I have received from the upper layer. It will translate to the network, means understanding language. It will actually translate the information suitable for the transmission. Okay, it will also compress the data. It will also encrypt the data. All the things which are we will be discussing. I will be saying all about this later. Okay, what is encryption, decryption? There will be a topic. There is a, I think there is a topic related to encryption and decryption also. I will say about that. Encryption means it will add an extra security to your data. Okay, compression of data means it will retrieve the data. It will check for the data. If there isn't any mistake or anything else, it will check for the all the data which is retrieved from the upper layer. Okay, all these things happens in presentation layer. Then the fifth layer is session layer. Session layer will actually retrieve the data from upper. All the layers which are there in the upper layers are retrieved by the lower levels. Okay, the data coming from upper layer will go to the lower level. Then it will perform some operations. Then it will go to the other lower levels of the in the OSI model. How this is how the network the data will transfer through a network. Okay. Now, so let's talk about the session layer. Session layer is a fifth layer of the OSI model. Its main aim is to establish, maintain, and synchronize. Establish, maintain, and synchronize. Session layer means actually maintains the sessions of the data. Means suppose if you're consider you're using a browser, or maybe Chrome or Mozilla or anything else, you will open multiple tabs like this. So the network must know the system or the receiver or the sender must know what is the data you are sending and what are the data I'm receiving. So in order to bifurcate that, in order to maintain what is different data, session layer is actually used. Actually, session layer, what it will do is it will create a session which is
We left.
Call might have come. It gets disconnected suddenly. you guys are debugging, finding the issues. ये चिमने भाई में कल मिले हैं क्या? कल आए हैं यहाँ पर? हेलो,
हाँ भाई,
क्या हुआ?
So okay, let's start again. हाँ आ गए हम, कोई दिक्कत नहीं.
You are Kishore sir.
So we was discussing about the session layer. Okay, everyone can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So we was discussing about session layer. Session layer is a fifth layer of the OSI model, where it will maintain the sessions. Sessions means if you want to transfer data from one system to another system, it will create a session for us. Means the data which needs to come to transfer will be sent according to the session. Okay, that it will be, the data will be placed as a frame actually, and it will be sent through the network, and the same will be received by the another system. So in that case, session layer maintains the sessions between the two systems. For that purpose, session layer is used. It also authenticates the system, the sender. It authorizes, it will give the permission. It will dialog control. I don't know what is dialog control actually. Synchronization. All these things will happen in the session layer. In simple to say things, I don't want to mix up all these terms. I just want to say it will maintain the sessions between communicate. It will use to communicate between two systems. Okay, just know this thing. And I also want to say it will after every transfer of data from upper layer, actually it will add a piece of header which will say what has happened from the upper layer. Means here from application layer, it will transfer the data to the presentation layer. It will add an header. Then again, presentation layer will send data to session layer. It will add an header. So what are the things happen? The functions which will happen in the particular layer will be added to the header of the layer. Okay, like that. Moving on to the transport layer. Here, what the actual transfer of data happens. Okay, it's a fourth layer of the OSI model. It receives the data from the upper layer, which is from the session layer. Then it converts them into smaller units known as segments. Okay, let me highlight it. The data coming from the upper layer, we will call this as segments. Note down, it's the term. We will call this as segments. Okay, this layer can be termed as an end-to-end layer, as it provides point-to-point connection. That's what I said. This is where the actual communication means the transfer of data happens. Transport layer is used to communicate between two devices. It also check for the reliability. Means there is a protocol. There are two types of protocol: TCP protocol and UDP protocol. TCP means transmission control protocol. UDP means user datagram protocol. These are the two protocols which will ensure that the data is sent and received completely. TCP data is a reliable transmission because it confirms the data is sent from one computer and it is successfully received to the another end of the computer, means to the destination computer. Where UDP is not reliable because it will just send the data from the source, but it doesn't take confirmation that the destination has reached the actual data sent from the sender. In this example, I can give you any streaming like YouTube, or you may be watching a Hotstar, where data reliability is not much important. Here the speed is more important than a reliable communication transfer of data. Okay, as I said, again it will add an header to the data. Let me take these are the headers. This is the data. The H4. H4 means the transport layer header. Again, the all means all these are pieces of data, and these pieces of data are called as segments in transport layer. Again, the name of the data will change at the network layer. In this layer, we call the piece of data as frames. Okay, we will go to the network layer. So network layer is a third layer of the OSI model. The main aim of the layer is to deliver packets from source to destination across multiple networks. So actually, in network layer, IP addressing happens. This is the place where IP will be addressed to the each system, and then uh, the data can be transferred from one computer to another computer. Okay. Routers are the layer 3 device. Router is a layer 3 device. As I said yesterday, switch is a layer 2 device. Means in data link layer, switch is used. In data 3 in what networking layer, router is used. So router is a layer 3 device. Remember that. Okay. They are specified in this layer and are used to provide the routing services. So in layer 3 routing and all the routing protocols are applied. Routing process is done here. Everything related to routing actually happens in layer 3. Okay. So layer 3 transmission happens like this. It will also add an header, H3 header here, and the data will be sent to data link layer. Addressing, routing, packetizing, all these things will happen in layer 3. Okay. I'm going on to the next layer, data link layer. It's a second layer in the OSI model. The main function of the layer is to deal with the transmission errors. Means it checks the errors. There is something called FCS, which means frame check error. I will say about that later because it's a bit explain. There's a bit long explanation about the FCS. I will say about it later. Okay. Actually, it means FCS used to check the errors, transmission errors. Is there any loss of packet between the computers while communicating? Then it will regulate the flow of data. Hello. Okay. It will the data link layer make sure the data is sending properly. The transmission of data is happening in a proper manner and provide well-defined interface. That's what I said. It will create an interface that the sending and the receiving systems are properly can communicate each other properly, and transmission is happening within both the devices. Okay, switches are the layer 2 device here. That what I said here. Switch is a layer 2 device that used to communicate. Data link layer adds a header to the frame and contains a destination address. So in this place, another thing also happens: MAC addressing. Two things happen here. One is MAC addressing. Another thing is error checking. Error. So here the system, the sender and the receiver system retrieves MAC address, and again the network layer takes the IP address. Both these will be added to the frame here like this. Suppose this is a frame. This is MAC address, means data link header. It's what we call layer 2 header. Then it is transmission layer header. It is actually the frame, and it will also add a data trailer like this. These are the layer headers which are used to communicate. Means it will I will tell you about the encapsulation. Okay, what happens? How system will again retrieve all this data. Okay, it contains two sublayers: logic link controller. Yeah, we will discuss later. This is all these are some. It takes time actually. Only two things happen. That's all. A data link here. In data link layer, two things happens. One is MAC addressing. Another thing is error checking. Means anything wrong happening with the data which you're sending. If anything missing in the data or anything, something like some problems or some errors which are occurring are checked by data link layer. Okay. So moving on to the yeah, here like this. Here is a pictorial representation of data link layer, how the data will be retrieved from the network layer, and how it will add an header and the trailer to the data link layer, and how it will transfer the data to the lower layer. The last layer and actually not the last layer, it's the first layer of the OSI model, physical layer, where the actual transmission of data will happen. Here, all the data retrieved from the upper layers are converted into bits in ones and zeros. So until here, data link up to data link layer, all the data uh, were called segments and frames. And once it reaches physical layer, all the data will be converted into ones and zeros, and then it will be transferred to another system. Physical layer is actually what we call as the transmission of data. The wire which help us to communicate from one computer to another computer is a physical layer, and also the conversion of the data into ones and zeros. That's what happens in physical layer. So to say in brief everything, all the layers in brief, actually, let me recap once again. So the data from application layer, presentation layer, and the session layer, don't think much about it, because all these things are handled by the system itself. All these things happens inside your computer. Actual transmission of data happens here from transport layer to the physical layer. All the transfer of data, error
Chinmay?
Yeah.
yeah, we were talking about presentation layer, right?
Yes, yes. No, physical layer.
Physical layer. Up
Completed.
to this, you all heard, right?
Yeah,
Up to physical layer.
data link layer. No, data link
Up to
layer you
data.
ended. Physical layer you started.
Yeah, okay then. So physical layer is the first layer of the OSI model, where the actual transmission of data happens in between two computers. What we call as the thing what we use to transfer between is a wire. The physical layer is the wire which you use, or the cables which we use, and the transmission of data needs to happen by zeros and ones only, because computers can understand zeros and ones. The conversion of data from the upper layer happens here in the physical layer. All the data coming from the upper layer will be converted as zeros and ones, and then it will be transferred through the cable to the destination computer. That's what happens at the physical layer. Okay. it will in this physical layer there will be a sequence. There is a series where all the headers are present here along with the data. Also, there will be a trailer which is retrieved by the receiving end or the destination computer, and again it will start removing all the trailers and the headers, and it will retrieve the data step by step. That happens. The same thing happens in the receiving end. The physical layer, the data will be received by the physical layer. It will be converted. It will be received as zeros and ones. Then again, it will go to data link layer. It will check for the errors, and again, it will again will be the header will be removed here. All the headers will be removed once the data reaches the certain the respective layers. Okay, the network layer header will be removed, and the IP will be checked here. What is the IP of the source? Then again, the data will be transported to the transport layer. The transmission layer header will be removed, and all the functions will the things will be happen. Then again, the data will be sent to the session layer, and then to the presentation layer, then to the application layer. Then you can see the data which is sent from the source. Okay, that's how the transmission of data happens. That's what called encapsulation and decapsulation of the data. The transfer of data from all passing from all the layers, then transfer of data, and again uh, back to the top layer. That's how the transmission happens. And uh, this is called the data from here to here, what we call as encapsulation. And again, the data from which are retrieved by the receiving end, which will remove all the headers and trailers and access the original data, is called the decapsulation. Okay, so let's talk about TCP and IP models. So I think this is a bit more concept today. What are the things? Yeah, still I'm in TCP IP model. I think we should stop at TCP IP only, because this is a bit large concept. What do you guys think? Since it's already 9:30. Tomorrow. Okay.
Everyone got the point, right?
Yeah, we will stop at TCP IP. We will continue the later topics. What I said. I said about we'll discuss about LAN 1 and basics of routing, but it will consume more time. So I will stop at TCP IP only. So let's start TCP. TCP IP is already a developed model used by a DoD, defense of what we call DoD means, I don't know the full form, defense of something is there, but I don't know. But people are already using TCP/IP before OSI, ISO OSI model. That's why OSI ISI model is called as reference model. TCP/IP takes OSI model as a reference model. Means it will compare all the layers. Actually, TCP/IP has same layers that has OSI model, but it has limited to 5 layers, 4 layers actually. There is application layer, transport layer, network layer, network interface. Means these all the tasks which are present in OSI model also present in a TCP/IP model, but all first three, suppose first 3 layers are said as application layer. All the transmissions happens in first 3 models are called as application layer in the TCP/IP model. The transport layer and the transport layer in both are same. The network layer in the OSI model and the network layer in the OSI model is same. Means all the tasks which happens in these layers are also same in the TCP model. The first 2 layers, the physical layer and the data link layer, are called as network interface in simple. Okay, that's why OSI model is called a reference model. The TCP/IP takes reference as of the OSI model. That's to transfer the data between the computers. Okay. In the real time, in the real world, we actually use TCP/IP model in everywhere. Okay. Host to network layer. So what I said here is like the same thing which happens in application presentation and session layer. The same thing also happens in application layer. That's all described here. You don't need to worry. You don't need, I'm not gonna explain all these things because all the theory stuffs. I will be sharing all this in Telegram group. You can read it later. Okay. The only change here is
You
how
sent me,
the
brother.
yeah brother.
Yesterday's also session you did not share.
Yeah, the presentation, right?
Yeah. Yesterday's presentation and today's presentation. Just DM me. I'll add it to bot. Okay.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna share you.
Continue.
Okay then. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. OSI and OSI model and the TCP model. OSI model is a reference model which TCP takes help of OSI reference model to transfer data between the computers. Okay. What I said, these are the theory stuff. The same thing which I said earlier. Uh, the application layer, what happens in application layer, what happens in internet layer. Just the names are different, but the functions are same in TCP model. Okay. So if we have time, then we can cover LAN and WAN also. LAN means a local area network. What I said yesterday, that some computers which are need to communicate with each other. Local area network means a small network within your office, within your home, within your a small building or anything. You can call it as a local area network. Here what it is. There are many different types of LANs with Ethernet. Ethernet means it is a standard to communicate between two computers. That's what Ethernet is called. It's a standard which says how the data must be communicated between the computers. Okay, that's what Ethernet means. Ethernet and Wi-Fi are the two most common topologies in use for local area network. Means we can communicate either as Ethernet. Ethernet means as a cable. Wi-Fi means as a wireless. These are the two common topologies or technologies that are used in LAN. Okay. Examples of a local area network. As I said here, in home, office, in schools, in laboratories, in universities, in small universities, not big campus. These are used to communicate within their own computers to transfer data within their computers. In that case, local area network are used. Components of LAN. So, what are the devices which are used to communicate within your network? Means repeaters, hubs, bridges, and switches. Repeater is a device which helps to communicate. Means if there is a system here, suppose there is a system here, and there is a system here, and there is an internet here, or some devices, networking device, which will only limit the system to communicate up to here, but it will the data cannot be transferred. Actually, repeater used as an uh, it will actually repeat this data. Means the data will be transferred here, will be again transferred to here. It will extend the strength of the signal. Actually, it will help to increase the strength of the signal to some more distance. That's where repeater is used. Hub is used when a multi-port repeater. That's what I said yesterday. Hub is used to connect some computers, and it will transfer the data to all the other computers in the network. So bridge is used. A bridge has more. Bridge is a intelligent. I will say about what are the intelligent devices. What are the non-intelligent devices? So in a bridge is acts as an intelligent device more than hub or repeater. Bridge is actually used for to transfer data from one computer to another computer, but it acts as a medium actually. Then switch is used. and you don't need a router actually, but they also covered about the router. I will say routing concepts and what is router, the what are the things happens at routing or types of routing, all those later. Just think routing is used to communicate from one network, your local area network, to another local area network, like that. It will actually modify the data or the IP address. It will convert your local IP address into another IP address. That's where router is used. Okay.
You said it's
And yes, brother.
this bridges. There are two segments. Why? What are those two?
Means I didn't understand your question.
Bridges have two segments, right?
Actually, I don't know much about bridge, so I'm not saying much about that. Actually, I can say if you don't know much about it. In real life, I haven't used bridge, so
It's okay. It's okay.
if you know, you can say it to
What is
me.
your
I don't know.
Kevin? What is your exact doubt? Just
So
explain.
bridges
You
have two
just ask.
segments. Or you know, one is LAN and one more is what? I don't. One in Mac.
In bridge, we can add the interfaces like LAN, wireless, Ethernet, Wi-Fi, something like that.
More than
We
two.
can add the
Yes,
interface.
right.
We can add the interfaces in bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Bridge is nothing but connecting to locations. Like we are
It app.
connecting like that. We in that bridge we have interfaces like Wi-Fi, LAN, and something. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so
Understood, or you can Google it. Not a problem.
No, got it, got it.
Usually in bridge we are adding the interfaces.
yeah, then we will see how a LAN is constructed using switch. Switch in this case, a switch is present in between the computers, and all the other computers are connected to the switch. I said something yesterday that if one system wants to communicate with another system, the data will be sent like the data will be sent like this, and it will send the data only to the destination computer, not to all the systems which are connected to the switch. What hub will do actually is it will send all the traffic to all the computers which are present in the network. So that's why switch is more preferable than a hub. Okay. I'm going to share this all this PDF in Telegram channel, so I'm not going to explain all the stuff which is present here. I'm just mentioning the main important things. That's it. Okay. So there is a what is the difference between hub and switch, and all these things you can read on your own. So let's move on to what is a router. Why router is used? We will discuss about that, right? Yes, brother.
No, say.
Huh. So let's talk about router. Router is a layer 3 device used to connect different networks. Means if you have a network in your home and if you want to connect to someone else, then a router is needed. If you want to connect within your network, then you need just a hub or a switch. In order to communicate to other computers in another network, we need a router. Okay, a router is a networking device that forwards data packets between computer networks. That's what definition is. I don't prefer definitions. This is the exact definition. A router is a networking device that forward packets. Means actually it also changes the IP address to the which needs to send to the receiving computer, and it also forwards the data packets. Means actually IP change does not happen. It will just convert the packet to the suitable IP address from the source IP to a destination IP, like that. So what are the functions of a computer, a router. What are the functions which happen in a router?
Here we go again. Router, as the name says, giving the direction. Forwarding. Router receives the packets from its input ports, checks its header, performs some basic functions like checking, checksum, and then looks up to the routing table to find the appropriate output port to the dump to port to dump the packets onto. Okay. Network issue. So I think his network interface is a problem, which is data link layer and presentation layer, right?
Kevin is pero.
No, sir.
Mangal, check your DM.
This concept is good,
Yeah,
sir.
checked.
Actually,
Yeah, I think you are
Kevin
acting
is
on
ultra
it.
pro.
should be make a pro. Application, presentation, and session layers are application layer, which is system.
I will ask
Then
if you.
Hello.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
just
Carry on,
recapping
sir.
myself. Till he
Kevin,
comes, I'm
So
recapping.
the only
Yeah,
Chinmay.
only yeah, up to routing you heard, right?
Yep,
So the last
I
thing is
heard.
a wide area network. We discussed already yesterday, which is used to communicate between two other places, two computers in two different places where ISP come into picture, which helps as an communication medium between two buildings or two places or two areas. That's what wide area network is. And there are different types of connections which are used. These are actually used by these are actually services that are provided by the ISPs. You can, for personal use, we will use broadband or wireless or cable. These are PPP, HDLC, ATM. These are some protocols which are used for corporate networking or campus networking. These are the protocols which are used to configure the certain devices and certain host in your computer. Okay. The ISP provider will decide what to do and what are the things you need to configure on your home network, and they will give some certain IP address which you need to implement in your home network, like that. These are the some WAN communication connection types. Okay. Types of customers, and that's what I said: individual customer, corporate customer, where individual customer can give the ISP will give either broadband, wireless, or cable, like that. But for bigger corporate customers, we need different communication types, where cabling or PPP, HDLC, ATM, like this. Different connection types are used. Where
Yeah, Kishore sir doing so much of work. I can see.
related to what?
What?
Kishore
What,
sir is
Kevin?
doing so many work. You are doing so much of work, he said right now. All ISP providers.
Yeah. Chinmay, bro, I am the ISP provider in my location. That is
Yeah.
the he is saying. That is he
Uh,
saying like.
yes.
Yeah, just now you said no, what all they do. Like I'm
Yes,
just seeing that
yes.
Kishore sir does so many things.
Okay.
Yes.
Actually, I don't know what actually
Continue.
sir does, but now, as you said, now only I got to know.
Yes. Sir, after the session, you ask some questions, random questions to all members, sir. Okay.
Okay, sir. Fine, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Kevin only answer, I think.
So there are some advantages and disadvantages while using configuring, and there are also some drawbacks also. You can read it later. Okay. Means some advantages of WAN include can cover it can you can communicate between large geographical area. You have a big infrastructure where security is the major concern. In that case, WAN is used. There are some drawbacks also. Since the distance is big, you can and the infrastructure is large, there is a high cost and possibility of security gaps. There are some security issues also because what do we say? All the system in the whole network cannot be maintained by a single person. So there are always some security problems related to networking or networking devices. Okay, need antivirus software. Yeah, any networking device in this time needs a security. Actually, the security is a major problem in these times because uh, all no network is safe, no device is safe. So in that case, to configure to give security to networking infrastructure, we use firewalls or we use some firewall devices. There are some firewall devices like ATM, X25, relay agents, some firewalls are also we can get them as softwares and also we can get them as devices. So that's all about WAN. You can read it later. Actually, what are the disadvantages and advantages? You can Google it. If I said something wrong here, okay. IP. Then let's talk about IP routing. So what IP? It is the process of selecting the path between the routers in a network. Suppose if you have system here and system here, but these both are two different networks. If this system wants to communicate with this to this system here, but they can also communicate like this. If there is another network here, think there is another network here, then it can also communicate like this from here, then it can transfer here. So the path which is used by the router to communicate or to transfer the data from the sender to the receiver, that's what called IP routing. It will choose the best path actually to transfer the data. So moving on, routing process, routing table. Yes, brother.
This is similar to Tor, right?
Tor means actually there will be a huge network. You can think, yeah, same like that actually, but we have more number of networks.
It gives, yeah, you just give one intermediate, but there can be 3, 4. Okay, from
Suppose
one
if
side it will go to one more IP address,
actually what
then it will
happens
go to
in
one more IP address, 3, 4, and then it will go to the destination of the website.
In Tor, what happens is there will be more networks here and here and here, and suppose it want to communicate like this from here to here, it takes larger topology area like this. It will go like this, then it will go like this. This what happens in
right?
Tor. Yeah, but it will reach to the same destination, but it doesn't know from which it has received from originally from the it will not we will not able to find the original IP address of the sender. That's what happens in routing Tor process. But in this small network or to communicate between two networks, IP routing happens like this. From one computer to another computer, there will be a group of networks. The path which it takes to transfer data from source to destination, that's is called the IP routing. Okay, and the forwarding of data. These are two major things which happens at routing. Okay, routing process. That's what routing process is. Second thing is routing table. Routing table means there is a table, there is a memory inside a router which contains the IP address and the port numbers. I shown you some diagram yesterday where how the router looks. In that there will be a ports which helps to communicate, which are used to connect between networks. Okay, so all the traffic from coming from the a network and their IP address and their port numbers are stored in routing table, and then the data is forwarded to the destination. So that's what the routing table is. Router information. So all the information, all the traffic, all the data which are sending from one computer to another computer are stored in a memory. That's what routing information is all about. So there are two methods to communicate for routing. One is dynamic routing, another one is static routing. Dynamic routing is you don't need to. That's what I said here in routing table. In in what it means in dynamic routing, what happens is the router actually retrieves all the connected devices IP addresses itself. It will store and it will again forward the necessary data to attaching the IP address to the data, and it will forward the data. Means it will the table uh, uh, will be written dynamically. What are the means the system which are connected and which are communicating between each other. In that case, the router will store the data at that time only. Once the system goes off or once the connection is broken between them, no details about the networks inside before it was connected will be gone after the communication is lost. Okay. No, the routing table doesn't contain information about anything. But what happens in static routing means we can assign a certain path. Means the data must go like this only, in this manner only, in this IP path only, like that. That's what happens in static routing. This is the type of routing which the routing table is filled manually. Means all the IP address are filled up by us. What happens is all the IP address are mentioned in the are stored in the routing table. In dynamic routing, it will only store the data which are communicating in that minute. But in static routing, we can add our own path, or we can add our own IP address in the routing table. Static routing advantages and its disadvantages, you can read it later. Yeah, that's all for it today. So that's it. So let me clear once again what is dynamic and routing and static routing later, because a bit for me also it is a bit confusing for me. I will get back to you later about that. Actually, we have a brief session. I'm gonna make a brief session on dynamic routing and static routing, because we also have we can also make practical on this. But I will say about all this. Okay, yeah, about dynamic and routing and static routing. For just now, just think there is an IP routing table in the router where IP address can be stored manually or can be stored dynamically. That's what dynamic routing and static routing is. Okay. So that's all for today. Can you guys hear me? Thank you. That's all. That's all for now. What is each section of an IP address called? What is each section of IP address called?
Segment.
No, IP address. I'm not understanding the question actually. IP address is actually a 32-bit number. Which are divided by dots.
क्वेश्चन क्लियर नहीं है तो मैं क्या करूं?
Yeah, okay, that's what I'm saying. I'm too confused about that when he said about segments.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yes, bro.
Hello, Ajis.
हाँ सेगमेंट्स का
हाँ बताओ भाई. As far as know, IP address means it's a 32 number which are divided by dots, which has what we call, you can use number from 0 to 25. For example, 10.10.10.10 is also an IP address. 192.168.0.0 is an IP address.
Kishore sir has explained very well about IP address.
Yeah, it also contains 4 parts.
Hello.
Yeah, we have. I will make a session. A full session on. Yeah, we
Hello.
also. Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Ji say. So, हाँ भाई बोलो भाई.
I missed today's session, brother.
Yeah,
Hello?
I'm going to share the PDF in the Telegram channel. Don't worry about that. Just go on through that. Okay.
Can you tell me your Telegram channel? Because someone sends me
Bye.
this link.
कोई लिंक शेयर कर दो chat में.
They invited you
I
right now.
come late
So
in.
हाँ भाई
bro.
कोई बात नहीं है. चैनल ज्वाइन कर.
link was given 8:30.
मिल जाएगा.
No problem. मुझे लगा लिंक अभी शेयर कर रहे हैं लोग.
हाँ.
अस्त्रा.
मंगलनाथ यादव.
भाई आईपी एड्रेस के बारे में पूरा एक सेशन करूंगा. नेक्स्ट सेशन में आईपी एड्रेस के बारे में बात करेंगे. मैक एड्रेस के बारे में बात करेंगे.
Bro, who are sending link?
Where did you come
Hello?
from? Which link? Where did you get the link?
Someone sends me, my friend.
Where? It was shared at 8:30, buddy.
Yeah, that is.
WhatsApp, bro.
What time they shared?
Hello. They said 8:30 because some work I leave it.
Okay, you are
Late
late.
come.
No problem. I am like thinking they shared at 9:40. Why are they sharing now?
No.
Shared
Kevin,
by-
Aizaz is already previously joined, no? For these sessions.
No. I am new.
I don't know.
Okay, not an issue. Or from tomorrow
Welcome,
onwards, you
bro.
can
Welcome.
before 8:30 itself. 8:30 sharp 8:30 classes
Bro.
will start.
It had too many links. Which can I click?
All the links are same, bro. All the links are same.
Mangalnath Yadav.
Yeah, learn hack with passion. All the links are same.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
You see, today what Chinmay sir taught is OSI layer. Okay, OSI layer. I also joined late only. I joined from transport layer. Okay, transport layer is like बस में बैठो और ट्रांसपोर्ट कर रहे हो ना, तो वैसे ट्रांसपोर्ट लेयर है. वहाँ पे लाइक सेगमेंट्स होते हैं. देन लेटर ऑन देयर इज अ नेटवर्क लेयर. नेटवर्क लेयर इज लाइक बस स्टॉप. वहाँ पे रूटर और आईपी एड्रेस जो ऐड होता है तो वैसे ऐड होता है. और नेक्स्ट इज लाइक डेटा लिंक लेयर. इन दैट लेयर विल ऐड सम हेडर और I think MAC address and those things will be added to the frames and all. Okay, it's like ticket निकालने वाला है. तो डेटा लिंक उधर है. And then last I guess physical layer. Physical layer is like I guess ones and zeros will be added as header and trailer, starting and ending. And the overall flow is like encapsulation and decapsulation. This is what Chinmay sir said. And then he went to the
Yeah, we discussed about LAN and WAN.
LAN,
Concepts.
yeah, LAN, WAN, and all.
Okay.
And then in LAN there are repeaters, hubs, bridges, switches, routers.
भाई
Okay.
उसको बोलो क्या करने के लिए मैं शेयर कर दूंगा क्या टेलीग्राम पे पीडीएफ शेयर
पीडीएफ
कर दूंगा
पीडीएफ शेयर कर देंगे, कल से टाइम पे आ जाओ भाई,
हम कर देंगे।
हाँ
क्योंकि
सब कुछ नहीं
5
कर
मिनट
सकते ना
5
अभी
मिनट में बोलेंगे तो भी कुछ समझ में आएंगे नहीं, कल से आ जाओ।
हाँ भाई
Hello.
तो
मैंने बस
is there any
recap
questions
कर
for me
दिया
you can
था।
ask me
Chinmay, what I said was correct or like anywhere I missed? Like while I
no
was
bro
saying.
no you're right
I'm right.
Kevin, you missed
मतलब भाई आप
one important layer. That is Kevin layer.
Recap. Sir, I was shocked. Like which layer I missed. Okay.
Just for fun.
हाँ भाई याद कर देंगे भाई कल से
Kevin bro, what's happening your layer bro? And what's work of your layer?
हाँ भाई बताओ
That
केविन
is
लेयर
hidden
में क्या
layer.
होगा
To
That
maintain,
is
sir.
hidden layer actually.
Okay, sir, everything is okay. And who is going to take a tomorrow programming session?
Mangalji.
Mangal,
किसी ने आंसर नहीं दिया मेरा।
मंगलनाथ,
Programming tool ले रहा है ना?
Yes.
tomorrow there is a programming day, no? So that is the reason I'm asking. Before we need to
Tomorrow
confirm.
today.
not
And
today.
then I think Prabhakar sir will take ethical hacking.
Yeah, what are you asking?
Sorry,
Ethical hacking. You will take, no?
प्रभाकर
I
सर
am
कौन
only
है
here. I am only here.
The main host, main host. Prabhakar sir.
Chinmay sir, thank you for
हाँ भाई
being here to taking classes.